Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Johnson and this is a little bit of my everyday life. In today's video, we're going to be talking about all things keto in my 30-day keto transformation. I'm going to be talking about what I liked, what I didn't like, all sorts of things like that. So if you're interested in keto, you're interested in what I have to say, my experience with it, then go ahead and keep watching. Let's jump right into this video because I keep getting interrupted by my husband and my kids and this working from home stuff for him. Not a fan, guys. 30 days on keto, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the heck keto is. First things first, it is a high fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate diet. That's what I said. Low carbohydrate means I was not eating pasta or bread or gluten or sugar or anything that I really enjoy eating. I'm just kidding. I ate a lot of things I enjoyed eating, but those are the things that I stayed away from. All carbohydrates, all gluten, sugars, processed, well, not really processed food, but processed sugars and stuff like that. You probably hear Cambria in the background making a shit ton of noise because she's disrespectful. Anyways, this girl. Anyways, so I initially decided to start this diet so in hopes that it would help my daughter and, you know, manage some of those crazy symptoms, I guess you could say, that come with a poor diet when she, like for an autistic child, because when she consumes sugar, she's like a whole other kid. It's like she's insane and it's like a drug almost, you know, that sugar is to her. So we really wanted to introduce this diet to her to see if it would help her calm down a little bit, which actually we did see that. We saw her understanding more and processing more and stuff like that, so that was really nice. Anybody have a widow's peak? Because I do, and it always pops out of my hat. But anyways, so that's my initial reason for wanting to start the ketogenic diet. But my underlying reasons was I saw how crazy people's weight loss stories were from them. There's a couple girls I follow on here. Kristi, I forgot her last name, so I'll have to post her channel down below, as well as Nicole Burgess. Both of them just killed it in the keto world. So I will post their channels down below for you guys to go get some inspiration from as well, because they're like the keto gurus when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm just a beginner and this is my beginning experience with keto. So those are a couple of the reasons why I really was interested in starting the diet, and my mom talked me into it too, so you know, why the heck not. So we started on May 11th. I think it was May 10th or May 11th. I'll have to double check that. What are you eating? Amber might make a little cameo. But anyways, that's the real reason why I wanted to, like, those are a few of the reasons why I wanted to start this ketogenic diet. So we started that Monday. I think it's May 10th, May 11th, May 12th, one of those. The Monday after Mother's Day. And the first day was great. Like, I was like, oh, heck yeah. You know, I'm only a little spacey from, you know, not eating carbs, but it's fine. I drank a crap ton of water, but that day too, it's like I got hit by a bus. The keto flu hit me hard. And it was like for about 2 or 3 days of being down and out of in the mornings. Like I was fine and like fine afterwards, a little spacey. But those mornings I was so nauseous, so bad. It was like, the best I can explain it if you're a female watching this is like if you've ever been pregnant and had morning sickness. I was like, what? I'm not pregnant. This has to be the keto flu. And it was, but it was terrible, absolutely terrible. So that's the biggest thing that I did not like about getting into that metabolic state of ketosis, meaning that your body is burning fat instead of, it's burning fat for energy instead of using carbohydrates for energy, and then all that stuff. So I'm still learning about what exactly happens when your body gets into ketosis. I just know that basically you're burning fat instead of carbs. So we're learning. Anyways, so those first few days were terrible getting over that. And the one way I did get over the keto flu was drinking bone broth was a really good tip that I got. Ordering an electrolyte drink called Ultima Replenisher, and that stuff is pretty awesome. It's pretty tasty and 0 carbs, 0 calories, 0 everything. So I really enjoyed that as a way to get my electrolytes in. And then also, so bone broth, electrolyte drink. And then I take magnesium, probiotics, and what's the other one? Apple cider vinegar pills first thing in the morning on an empty stomach with some water. And those things really, really helped me. And another thing that helped me was eating a good quality fat. Even though I wasn't hungry and I was nauseous, I ate half an avocado, and that gave my body the energy it needed to not feel like shit anymore, basically. So those are a few tips that I have if you are experiencing keto flu or keto flu symptoms. Electrolytes, bone broth, good fats, water, and you'll get through it, I promise. And just like it gets 10 times, a million times better. So on day 5, 6, that's when I started feeling my best. Best mentally, I guess. Physically, I was still like a little lethargic and a little spacey. And another problem people don't tell you is like you should probably get on a good probiotic early, because keto and cheese, you know, it messes with your bowels a little bit. So that was one of my other problems I had early on, was figuring out how to get myself to freaking go to the bathroom. But getting on a good probiotic and making sure you're, I guess, getting your daily fiber intake, which I try to stay around 25 grams of fiber if I can. So yeah, making sure you get your fiber intake in is really important to help you with your GI tract and all that stuff. Like if you have bowel movement issues and whatnot, if you're constipated as if, like I was, then get on a good probiotic and a good fiber if it's low in carbohydrates. I know, so many rules. But yeah, I noticed the scale dropping right away, and it was really nice. And then around week 2, that's when I started noticing my clothes were fitting really, really good, like really awesome. And personally for me, I weighed in every day. I weigh in every day, and taking an average, like from the 7 days, gives me the average that I was. So I do that so I weigh in every day. I wish I could show you. So I weigh in every day, and then from that 7 days, I add them all up, divided by 7, that's my average. And then the next week I do that as well. And then I subtract and see how much I actually lost, if that makes any sense. I know I make it really complicated, but you gotta do what works for yourself, okay? So that's what works for me. So yeah, I weighed in every single day. I took pictures in the beginning. That's another big tip I have for you guys, is the scale doesn't always move. Take those pictures, take those measurements, and write them down in the beginning, because I was like, for 6 or 7 days, I was the exact same weight, like to the 10th of exact same weight. So it was almost, if I would have relied just solely on the scale, rather than relying on how my clothes were fitting, how I was feeling, then I would have been so disheartened, because I was like doing everything perfectly, and not having that scale move can get really just freaking sad, you know what I mean? So that's another big tip I have, is take the measurements, take the before pictures, the after pictures, all that stuff. Like, write how you're feeling down mentally, how you're feeling in your clothes, like all those sort of things, not just relying on your scale, because the scale can be a piece of garbage sometimes. So that's another tip I have. Another tip I have about keto, and if you're deciding that you want to start keto, I would suggest, you don't have to do this, but I would suggest buying a good scale and weighing everything out. And if you don't want to do that, at least track it in an app. The app that I use is called Carb Manager. It's really, really awesome. I'll throw that the little emblem up here, the icon for that app. Carb Manager is awesome. If you don't want to actually weigh your food out with a scale, you can use cups, or you can scan it in. Like, there's so many options for you to do, for you to use in that app, because they just make it easy for you to use. I really enjoy it. I'm continuing to do keto, so I'm still using that. I'm still making sure that I am staying under 20 grams of net carbs per day. And I don't think I explained what a net carb is yet. Net carbs, some people count total carbs on keto, and then some people count net carbs. Well, I count net carbs because that's what works for me. Like I said, keep it simple, and you need to just do what works for you the whole time. So net carbs are basically, you're taking the total amount of carbohydrates for that product, and you're subtracting the dietary fiber, the erythritol, and the sugar alcohols from that product. And that's what it is, like, the net carbs are what is left over after you subtract all those out, and then you just count those. So for a serving. So, like, I had, I guess, ice cream the other day. So they have Rebel ice creams, which is so good. If you have a sweet tooth, definitely look into Rebel ice creams, or Rebel Creamery, or even Enlightened Creamery. They have really great products for people who have massive sweet tooth like myself. Anyway, so the total carbs, let's just say it was 30 grams per serving of total carbs, and then dietary fiber was 7. So you subtract 7, you get 23 grams of carbs. But really, there was 21 grams of sugar alcohol in there. So you're gonna subtract that from the 23, and there's only 2 grams of net carbs per serving for that ice cream. Now, those are all estimated numbers. I don't actually know off the top of my head what a serving is, but, Bessio, where's your pacifier? Oh, you have it in. So yeah, that's what I count in the app, because that makes it so much easier. So when I'm looking at my macros, and I'll put like a little screenshot of that here, of what my macros look like in a day. I stay under 20 grams of net carbs, and then 70% of my macros are going to be coming from, 70 to 75 are coming from fat, and then anywhere from I stay around 20 to 23%, I think, usually, of protein. So let's talk about the 30 days and how much weight I lost in general, because I want to get to that transformation so you guys can see. I lost a little over 12 pounds in 30 days, but over 10 inches all over my body. So the first picture I'll put up is the front view, and as you can see, I lost most of my weight right in my midsection in my hips, and I feel like that's where I lost the most weight. My mom says she can see it in my legs, in my arms and face, but I feel like the majority of it came from my midsection, and I just felt like less bloated, less inflamed, just really, really thin and slim. So that was really nice. And I'll post up the side and the back views next. In both of those, I can't believe the transformation from behind. Like, my back fat is down, like all that craziness is down. And I just felt so much more confident even wearing that swimsuit just for pictures. So that was really nice. And so yeah, you can see that my 30-day transformation was pretty epic and pretty awesome. I'm gonna continue on keto and see if I can lose the rest of my baby weight. And I'm gonna start incorporating exercising as well, because I did maybe 3 or 4 yoga sessions and 2 HIIT workouts while doing this keto journey. So most of, like, all of my transformation came from my diet. So now I'm gonna incorporate exercising and working out to see how much more that will affect my transformation. So let's recap some of those tips that I gave you in the beginning. So first things first, to combat keto flu, you're gonna wanna make sure that you are digesting, eating, drinking, that bone broth, those electrolytes, taking those supplements for the electrolytes, magnesium, probiotics and making sure you get on a good probiotic so that you don't end up like me and you're super constipated and it hurts to poop. Because let's be honest, that's what happened. Shh, you stop it. She's getting fussy. But anyways, so yeah, you waving. So anyways, yes, electrolytes, probiotics, making sure you're at least tracking your food, if not weighing it with the scale. I swear that will help you out so much. And last tip I have for you guys is making sure that you drink at least half of your body weight in ounces of pure water. Not like, don't include your electrolyte drink or the bangs or whatever you're having on keto. You need to drink at least half your body weight in pure water in ounces, because that is what will stop waving. That's what will help you to flush all of that stuff out of your body, all the toxins and whatnot, and it keeps you freaking hydrated. My minimum for me, so I would take 155 pounds divided by that by 2, which is like, I don't know, 75-ish, 80 ounces of water a day, I guess you could just say, is my minimum that I need to be drinking. You are being so crazy, girl. Yay, Cambria. All right, if you like this video and you like what I have to say, or you're excited about where we're going with this channel, go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe to our channel. We put out videos every week, and we're working on a new schedule for kind of what different videos we're gonna be putting out. So if you are excited about what we have to say or share, then go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you next time.